Am I gonna be kidnapped? What are they doing to me?
In the last episode, Phnom Penh surprised us with its energy and unexpected economic progress. Beyond the city, however, Cambodia tells a very different story. A story of dusty roads, sugar palm trees, wooden stilt houses, and cattle thinned by the dry season. As we continued our journey south, the country gradually unfolded its rural heartlands. Life in the Cambodian outback in many ways feels like stepping back in time. As we reached the small Phnom Tam Rey Dam, we witnessed boats carved from the hollow tree trunks, while fishermen cast their nets, just as their forefathers had done generations before.
How beautiful. People doing what they've always been doing. There's no AI here. I saw a lot of big shells of snails. I guess that's what they catch here too. Okay, we need to turn here now. And again, the stilted houses. Because a lot of these areas flood during large portion of the year, and even if they don't, then it's a good place to take shade, outside. Hello. Such friendly people. Amazing. Khmer people are amazing.
Let's just sit down.
Should we have two then?
Okay, let's have two.
We stopped for a quick sugarcane juice, captivated by a traditional wooden stilt house. Even today, homes raised on stilts remain the most common form of housing in rural Cambodia. And for a very good reason. During the wet season, when large parts of the country flood, the elevated design helps to keep the families safe and dry. In the dry season, as it was during our visit, the shaded space beneath the house becomes a cool sanctuary for community gatherings and livestock. Back on the road, the heat was relentless.
It's very dry and very hot. If you think Vietnam is hot, that's a whole nother level here.
The dry season had drained the landscape. Fields were brittle, and the earth cracked under the sun. What we didn't realize at the time was just how much the season would shape the place we were about to visit next. We reached the Kampong Trak water cave. In the monsoon season, it is a pool of emerald green color. In the dry season, however, it becomes a dusty limestone cathedral.
No water.
No water.
Oh, no
there's
water
nothing
right
here.
now.
No rain. So what can we do?
Đi the moon tháp.
We need to go up there.
Yeah, the moon tháp. The moon
How
tháp
long?
sad.
How long?
How long? How far?
How far? How many minutes? How long?
Yeah, how long?
How long? Tired?
No.
No, easy.
Easy. Yeah, easy.
It's easy for them because they do it every day and they don't have a big bags.
Kampong Trak is not just a cave, but also a climbable hill. With two big backpacks, climbing wasn't really an option for both of us.
Look at Kampot.
Kampot, very beautiful. There's a view.
Kampot. Let's go.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go.
Hey, I'll give you film.
It was here that we learned about Cambodia's unofficial economy. Two young boys and their grandmother, who I was yet to meet, had appointed themselves as my personal guide. It wasn't a tour I had booked, just their way of making a living in a country where formal jobs are scarce.
The moon. Elephant.
Elephant.
Đây, the moon.
The moon.
Moon. The moon, the sun.
Okay.
At this point, I began to lose track of what was supposed to symbolize what. Either I was lacking imagination, or everything simply looked like rocks.
See, this is the cameraman here. They're showing me something else. Hopefully they're not gonna push me off the cliff. Am I gonna be kidnapped? Grandma here with her two grandchildren climbing these sharp rocks. These cliffs here remind me of Ninh Binh actually. They are equally sharp. Exactly the same stone. I don't know how this grandma is climbing here. Hey, it's getting too far.
The Cambodian heat was unforgiving, and climbing along the sharp ridges with all the camera gear was not exactly fun.
What are they doing to me?
Nè, bà hỏi
Another cave.
As they guided me to yet another cave, my patience started to wear thin. It was an interesting experience, but one that I wouldn't like to repeat.
Alrighty, I think I'll wrap it up here. Okay. Thank you for this service.
By late afternoon, we arrived in Kep, a sleepy coastal town best known for its seafood, especially its famous blue crab.
It's a beach here, a lot of foreigners here.
During the French colonial era, it was known as Kep-sur-Mer, a glamorous seaside retreat reserved for the French upper class. Today, traces of that colonial past still linger in subtle ways.
Apparently there's a lot of Muslims in this area.
We noticed that this area is home to many Muslims, primarily from the Cham minority. Like the Cham community in Vietnam, they too have their own distinct culture and traditions, different from the Buddhist Khmer majority.
Seems they close it down for the market.
I think it's another either wedding or someone die again.
Another interesting observation was that the weddings and funerals here are not quiet private affairs. They are major community events. Large tents are erected, music spills into the streets, and entire roads are sometimes closed to make space for the family gathering. By chance, we rode past one such celebration. It was a beautiful traditional wedding, complete with live singing and musicians playing traditional instruments. And of course, occupying half of the main road in Kep.
I like how they were just sitting there in a calm way.
Singing and playing the instrument.
Yeah.
Kep is also home to Kep National Park, which we decided to further explore. We rode the bike all the way up to Wat Samatthi, a hilltop pagoda hidden among the forest of the national park. The temple sits high above the town, accessed by a long staircase guarded by Naga serpents, mythical creatures of Khmer Buddhism.
Wow, we have a great view over there.
From here, the view stretches across Kep's coastline, the Gulf of Thailand, and on a clear day, even the distant outline of Vietnam, the Phu Quoc Island. Inside the pagoda, colorful murals and statues illustrate Buddhist teachings.
I mean, this is a very nice area. It's very underdeveloped, but they are developing it, which is not good. So maybe the word underdeveloped is not a right word.
The population here is just so low though.
Yes, but I imagine it's gonna be like Vietnam. They're gonna bring a lot of foreigners here, maybe, who will lock out all the locals from ever owning anything, which is a bit sad.
We are leaving our homestay.
In Kep, Cambodia. We're gonna go to the next destination, Kampot, very close by, another rather touristy place, but a bigger city.
The next morning, we were back on the road early, hoping to avoid the heat of the day.
It's nice in the morning here, the temperature is pleasant.
We joined the flow of local students who were making their way to morning classes.
2 hours.
Very early school time, yeah?
7 o'clock.
Yes.
Same in Vietnam actually.
7 a.m. may seem early by Western standards, but in the tropics, it marks the start of the school day.
As soon as we get out of Phnom Penh, we don't
like if their hair tied in.
You're right about that.
This is a proper Cambodian village life. It's pretty interesting to see. I mean, one thing is the red soil is everywhere. And the other thing is you can see old Khmer gates and stuff everywhere. The history is everywhere in little forms and shapes. We're going to go to the local cave or something like that. It's not a massive tourist site. It's kind of informal, so we'll check it out.
We arrived at Phnom Kpal Romeas, a name which I have yet again butchered. It's an archaeological site that is believed to have been inhabited for more than 7,000 years. Excavations have found traces of early human activity here, and the caves are part of a wider network of limestone karsts that have sheltered people for millennia, from prehistoric communities to monks and hermits seeking solitude.
Wow. We can't go there probably. I see water there. And it's very slippery and narrow. Like a spiral staircase. Look above there.
Where?
It's like a floating rock.
Oh, yes.
And you can see a lot of these cliffs have fallen over time. So who knows when?
Inside the main chamber, the air was cool, and a small shrine stood quietly at its center.
Wow. I don't think this camera can capture it, but it's so cool. Oh, it's so cool.
You can see the Cambodian village in the background. This place probably has a lot of human history, you know?
Today, the cliffs have become a popular spot for rock climbers, and I was going to be one of them, but without any equipment.
I decided to not climb up, and then he climbed to the rope, and he just tested it out, and he said that he doesn't trust it. So we're gonna just leave, because from there on, you do need a rope to get up further.
Yes, they use this for rock climbing here. You can see some hooks and stuff.
A moment later, we found ourselves at a local market, just a short distance from the limestone hill. Sitting beside us was a young woman who kept glancing our way, perhaps curious, perhaps annoyed, or perhaps merely wondering why these two strangers were filming their meal as if it were fine dining.
So this is our Khmer breakfast at the local market. It's noodles with herbs and sprouts and bean sprouts and a lot of chili. It's burning my mouth. It's somewhat similar to Vietnamese, but very different. It's quite a bit saltier, but I guess you need salt here when you sweat a lot. There's a nice monk walking around in the morning, giving everyone their blessing. And the food again is very nice, very flavorful. A local lady next to us, without questions asked, read our minds and provided us with this nice cold sugarcane juice. Doesn't get better than that. Nice, as predicted. And now we need to get our bill to see how much we owe.
Our next destination was Kampot, a quiet riverside town around 30 minutes west of Kep.
It's a very beautiful city here.
Yes, it's very clean.
So clean and well organized.
I kept saying the same about Phnom Penh, but this is even cleaner, you know? And, oh my god!
Kampot is most notably known for its black pepper, which some of the locals proudly consider the finest pepper in the world. The industry was first introduced by the French, but nearly wiped out during the Khmer Rouge era, when spices were dismissed as a capitalist luxury, and farmers were forced to prioritize staple crops, such as rice. Today, Kampot pepper, once known as the Indo-Chinese pepper, has made a remarkable comeback. It has become part of the town's identity, and the surrounding pepper plantations are now among its most visited attractions.
How fast are you going? Are you going over
50.
the speed?
I'm just going the speed of other people.
Okay, that's good logic. Until you meet a cop.
The definite highlight of our time in Kampot was Bokor Hill, a mountainous plateau around 40 kilometers to the west of the town. As we ascended, The climate shifted almost instantly. While the lowlands below were hot and humid, the air up here was cool and misty. In just a short ride, we felt the temperature drop as we rode into the clouds.
We've actually seen it already multiple times in Vietnam, isn't it? Although it was combined with rain over there.
Yeah, it's just fog. Aggressive.
Monkeys lined the road, some jumping on the asphalt, others watching us cautiously from the trees. Our first stop was the Black Palace, a former retreat for King Norodom Sihanouk.
King Sihanouk's residence, built by brick and black wood in 1936. Fairly humble for a
king.
But beautiful.
But back then, this is powerful.
Built in the early 20th century, it reflects a blend of colonial European design and tropical adaptations intended to capture the cool mountain air.
Good architecture.
Yes, 360 view. Imagine all these trees are gone. You will have the view of the valley down there.
It once served as a royal summer residence, offering escape from the heats of the lowlands.
Fascinating.
However, the palace was abandoned during the rise of the Khmer Rouge, when the entire Pokor area was militarized and later left to decay. Today, its darkened walls and broken windows, along with the history that it hides, are slowly being reclaimed by the nature.
I wonder who owns this building now. Government.
I don't know.
It's a very beautiful structure. It's a bit sad that people just throw trash there.
Not far stands the Pokor Catholic Church, built by the French colonialists in the 1920s. Pokor was originally designed as a hill station, known as the Pokor Hill Station, a European-style resort where colonial officials could escape the oppressive tropical heat. Hotels, villas, and a church were built on the mountaintop, forming a miniature alpine town in the Cambodian rainforests. Today, the church sits in near silence, its stone walls wrapped in drifting fog. For us, it became one of the most striking symbols of Cambodia's colonial past.
It's a very fascinating looking temple though. Very popular. The air is so nice here. It's like a little bit misty, cloudy. I'm surprised by the number of tourists.
At the summit, we reached Wat Sampov Pram, a Buddhist temple sitting dramatically on the cliffs. The temple's name means 5 boats, referring to a nearby rock formations that resemble ships on the horizon.
So the fog is getting more and more intense.
On a clear day, it offers sweeping views over the Gulf of Thailand and the islands below. But at the wrong moment, the entire landscape disappears into fog, transforming the temple into something out of a myth.
Wow, look at their Chinese. What the hell is that, mate?
Just a stone's throw from the temple, we rode past a row of newly built structures and businesses, all marked with Chinese signs. For a moment, it felt less like Cambodia and more like a small regional town in China, transplanted onto this sacred mountain. In recent years, Pokor has been associated with dark stories. Reports have suggested that the mountain has been used by foreign criminal syndicates for online scam operations, with overseas ringleaders forcing trafficked workers to run fraudulent call center schemes, targeting mostly international victims. Whether visible or not, an uneasy presence seemed to linger in the air. In just a few hours, we had seen a whole century worth of history, from the French colonial times to war and abandonment, and more recently to casinos and globalized shadow economies, all layered onto one misty mountaintop. It was a brief visit, but a powerful glimpse into a very different side of Cambodia.
Red dust. If you're gonna travel in Cambodia, it's almost impossible to avoid it.
Leaving Pokor Hill behind, we returned to Kampot for one final stop, the local salt fields.
I mean, the quality of this road is not the best, but right now I feel it's so beautiful
It is.
because of the sun also.
Next to the salt lakes were old timber sheds, which are still used to store the raw salt harvested from the fields. During the dry season, the salt is collected, while in the wet season, the fields are flooded with seawater and left to evaporate under the intense sun. Over the course of weeks, the water slowly evaporates, revealing layers of crystallized salt, which the workers then harvest using shovels and baskets. It is physically demanding work, yet it is a tradition that has sustained local families for generations. As the sun began to set, we rode through quiet villages, marveling at the orange and pink hues spreading across the sky. Above us, kites fluttered in the wind, a popular pastime for local children, whose entertainment is still largely shaped by nature and imagination.
The bird houses. It must have something to do with birds.
I don't know what are these houses for.
After the sunset at the salt fields, we rode past one of the strange multi-story concrete buildings we had seen all across Southeast Asia. Swiftlet houses, as they are known, are structures specifically designed to attract small birds, called swiftlets. In the wild, swiftlets build their nests in dark caves, but they readily settle in the dim interiors of these purpose-built towers. You'll immediately know it is a swiftlet house when you hear speakers blasting the sound of bird calls to attract them. Swiftlets construct their nests almost entirely from hardened saliva. Over time, it forms a white bowl-shaped structure that is highly prized in many parts of Asia, especially in China. The nests are used to prepare bird's nest soup, a luxury delicacy traditionally believed to offer various health benefits, ranging from skin regeneration to treating asthma. As a result, the raw nests are in great demand, with the price ranging between $1,500 to $10,000 per kilo. We ended the day at a family-run stilt restaurant, not too far from the salt fields.
This one noodle.
Is it very spicy or just a little bit?
No, just a little bit.
Okay, we'll have chicken with pancakes
Yeah.
Yeah.
and fish.
And one is one.
And noodles.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, this bowl looks so beautiful.
Let's see what's inside of this. So this is the chicken pancake, which looks like Vietnamese banh xeo, but inside is probably very different.
Yes, very different. There's a
Chicken
lot
inside.
of meat in it.
I think I better get better tools. Maybe this one to chop it.
Throughout our trip in Cambodia, we often saw young children working alongside their parents, taking on responsibilities that in many places would usually fall to adults. It was no different in this restaurant. Seeing children look after younger siblings or contributing to the family business was from certain angles something we really admired. Enjoying a simple noodle soup and pancakes while the sun dipped below the horizon felt like a perfect way to end the day. Laying on a hammock, just like the Cambodians do, made it even better.
Yes, hammocks are very common in Cambodia apparently. Whether you eat or rest, everyone is sitting in one.
So how is it?
It's nice.